Golden Globes 2024 was just a couple nights ago, and as you can imagine, it is one of the most disastrous award ceremonies for Hollywood yet, especially for the Golden Globes. And despite the fact that we're seeing a lot of the people in the media who are trying to prop this up as some sort of victory, nothing could be further from the truth if you actually look at the numbers of what actually went on. So, we're going to be getting into this because, as you can imagine, there are a lot of celebrities, a lot of elites who are thrashing, who are having meltdowns, who are freaking out about everything that continues to go on, and today we have even more of that type of stuff to look into. So the Golden Globes Awards viewership is still in the toilet despite receiving a boost this year by following CBS's NFL broadcast of the Green Bay Packers versus Chicago Bears game on Sunday. And so they use this as an opportunity to try to boost their numbers, fluff their numbers by being right after an NFL game. They knew that that was at least going to help them a little bit, and indeed it did, but it wasn't enough to still turn in just hordes and hordes of people to tune in for the Golden Globes. So Sunday's broadcast of the Golden Globes scored 9.4 million viewers, up 50% from around 6.3 million last year, an improvement trumpeted as a victory by CBS Morning's anchor Gayle King on Tuesday as a blatant bit of corporate media synergy. And of course, they were all like,
"Oh, this is a huge victory. Look at us. Hollywood is back, everyone."
As we all know, there are probably a lot of people, a lot of dudes, who probably watched the NFL game, passed out drunk, and then it just rolled right into the Golden Globes, and you know, they probably just they didn't even bother turning off the TV or anything like that. There was probably a lot of those cases that made up for a lot of these numbers. Let's just be completely honest. And despite all of that, we have even more twists to get into. The numbers still paint a dire picture for the beleaguered Globes. The 2022 broadcast took place on a Tuesday, which helped make this year's viewership look good by comparison. In addition, last year's broadcast on NBC didn't benefit from NFL viewers forgetting to change the channel after the game. Overall, the Globes audience is still way down compared to pre-COVID years, languishing between 10 million viewers, and as Americans continue to avoid the annual Hollywood exercise in self-love. As recently as 2020, about 18 million tuned in to watch the awards show. So in 2020, we had 18 million people that tuned in for the Golden Globes. This year, we had about 9 million. It's still half. It's still half of what it was before the pandemic. There's no way that you could explain this as being anything other than a complete and total failure, once again, for the Golden Globes. So this year's show was marred by unfunny jokes and an excruciatingly languid pace, with even the mainstream entertainment media deeming it as unfunny, a near total disaster, and a new low. But then, this is the weird thing about it, but then all of the media is like, "Oh, this is a victory, guys. Look at all these numbers." So we have the San Francisco Chronicle who says, "What did the Golden Globes 2024 prove?
Hollywood is finally back."
Guys, do you believe this? Do you think that Hollywood is finally back? Well, I guess it depends on how you look at it, because Hollywood is definitely back because people are talking about it, but it doesn't really have anything to do with the Golden Globes. It has a lot to do with other things that are going on surrounding the Golden Globes. Everything from all of the controversies that all these celebrities continue to stir up, having to do with the war overseas, and also the list. The list has been a very prominent thing in the news recently, as more and more celebrities are getting called out on the list and in those files. And because of that, there's a lot of people who have their eyes on Hollywood right now, but it isn't because of the Golden Globes. It isn't because people are tuning in to watch these celebrities get up on stage and do their little circle jerk sessions and all of that type of stuff. That isn't why people are tuning in for the Golden Globes. So it's hilarious to see, as they continue to pretend that they are back, that Hollywood is back, and they're just blazing, guys. They're just going at it harder than ever, in fact. This is such a huge victory for Hollywood that we can expect nothing but total success, and everyone's just going to fall back on their knees for Hollywood once again. And, well, we all know that is just not reality. That is just the fantasy that Hollywood wants to push out there for us to believe is actually the case. But we keep it real around here. We bring the truth, and we are going to continue to call out Hollywood the way that we have always done. That is going to cap all of the news for Golden Globes for this year, I'm sure. And I can't wait to see how much of a disaster it is next year. Maybe they'll push it back to being right after the Super Bowl next year, and then their numbers will be even higher. And they can be like, oh, our numbers are so high, everyone. Look at this. Who knows? Who knows what they'll do? So with that being said, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.